Clément au Merzouga.
Nos gusta Merzouga!
We love Merzouga.
We love Merzouga.
We love Merzouga.
Nous aimons Merzouga.
We love Merzouga. I like Merzouga. That's very, very good Merzouga. Good. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Welcome to the 2017 Merzouga Rally in the stunning desert of Morocco, bringing together more than 170 competitors from 27 different nationalities competing in the bike, quad and side-by-side categories. Among the favourites, Xavier de Saultray from the Yamaha official rally team.
It's the first race with my new Yamaha factory team. We learn with the team how to work the bike, the electronic system, because we work with a very good system with a GET traction control system.
There were 3 events on the opening day, with free practice being followed by the prologue and then the first stage itself. This 41-kilometre stage would see the bike and quad competitors ride the same circuit used for the free practice, this time against the clock. A total of 88 bikes took to the start. Spain's Ivan Cervantes came in 6th on the opening stage. His fellow countryman Gerard Fares came in 4th, with Portugal's Joaquim Rodrigues in 5th place. Meanwhile, Franco Caimi of Argentina came in 2nd on a Yamaha. But it was his fellow Yamaha rider, Francis de Saultray, who claimed victory in the opening stage. The win for de Saultray by a margin of 2 minutes from Caimi, with Italy's Alessandro Botturi in 3rd place. Joaquim Rodrigues was 5th after having won the prologue.
For us, it's just a test training and get the bike set up, new development and all that with the team. So it's not a Dakar for sure, but every race is important for us, and we're here to do our best for sure.
In the quads, Simon Witzer was the best performer in the opening stage, ahead of France's Mathieu Ternink. Then it was the turn of the side-by-sides to get going. Among those competing in this category, the Frenchman Serge Gounon, alongside countryman Pierre-Henri Michel in a Polaris. Another French pair, Ronald Basso and Julien Ménard, came in 6th in the opening stage. Up ahead, Konrad Rautenbach, the Zimbabwean who previously competed in the World Rally Championship, came in 2nd place on the opening stage along with Portugal's Felipe Palmeiro. But the leaders after the opening day were the Spanish duo of Juan Miguel Medero and Antonio Martín Sierra. Confirmation then of the results of that opening stage and a victory for Medero. The Merzouga Rally is an event with a unique atmosphere.
If you finish the complete Merzouga, then your level is enough to participate in the Dakar.
Koma, a hero of the Dakar Rally, is the sporting director and is conducting workshops to provide the competitors with the necessary tools to get started. And why not stand out on the Dakar?
I'm Marc Koma, I'm the director from the race. And also from the other side, we are coaching all the rookies to get the right experience to jump to the Dakar. I think that this is makes special this race because not another one it happened that.
Koma is one of a number of coaches involved at the Merzouga.
And he's also big names making this job, like Giovanni Sala and Jean Brucy, heroes. So I hope that it's very cool. Merzouga I like because it's a good atmosphere, you know, it's more chilly, less pressure. You see everybody, the area also is beautiful. So always is, it's good to be here.
The coaching aspect is something that is unique to the Merzouga Rally.
We give the tools, and now is on their side to move these ones.
And so it was on to stage 2, where a 188-kilometre special opened with a large loop in the Erg Shebi sand dunes. Could Xavier de Soultre build on his victory in the opening stage, or could Franco Caimi improve on his 2nd place? Fresh from celebrating his 29th birthday, de Soultre from central France was looking to build here on his showing in the recent Dakar Rally, where he was a stage winner. Caimi also impressed at the recent Dakar, which finished in his native Argentina. He came in 8th overall. After CP1, there were several more difficult portions to spice up the competition, including riverbeds to cross and a testing finish navigating on barely visible tracks. De Soultre did superbly, passing CP1 and CP2 first on his way to taking the stage. De De Sutre and Kaimi rode together from kilometre 100 until Kaimi lost his way in the final part, a stretch characterised by riverbed crossings and those tracks barely visible. Spain's Joan Pedrero Garcia came in 4th on the stage to sit 4th overall. But none of the riders could match De Sutre, who safely navigated the stage, leaving the remainder of the field in his wake. Alessandro Botturi of Italy claimed 3rd place on the stage. Meanwhile, Gerard Fares improved to take 2nd place on the second day. A stepping stone for the Dakar Rally, the difficult terrains of the Merzouga Rally are the perfect testing ground for the pros, but they also provide the amateur riders with the opportunity to impress. A fine victory though for De Sutre, allowing him to extend his lead in the overall standings to nearly 8 minutes from Fares, who came in 4 minutes behind on the day. Botturi was just over 7 minutes adrift of the winner in 3rd. Fares and Botturi, the experienced Italian, finished a respective 4 and 7 minutes behind the stage winner. Third place for Botturi, who also sat in 3rd overall, more than 10 minutes off the pace being set by the Frenchman.
È una buona tappa, dai, alla fine molto navigata, tante dune.
It was a very good stage with a lot of dunes and difficult bits. Good navigation was required. A very interesting stage.
Tutta la tappa assieme. Abbiamo fatto una buona navigazione e buono, dai, una buona tappa.
In the quad category, Russia's Alexander Maximov took the win ahead of the Argentinian Jeremias Gonzalez, who held the overall lead. While the quads struggled, the side-by-sides took a different way around the toughest part of the track. After their win in the opening stage in the side-by-sides, the pairing of Medero and Martin opened the track, but they lost time and ended up coming home well down the field. Rautenbach and Palmero, meanwhile, among the favourites, enjoyed a top 10 finish to sit 6th overall at the end of the day. But it was the French duo of Joël Laby and Renaud Niveau who led after stage 2. Their fellow French pairing of Frédéric Henrici and Eric Berset, the number 200, sat in 3rd place. A stage win for Laby and Niveau ahead of Roberto Tonetti and Fina Roman, giving them the overall lead. There's a strong Indian influence on the 2017 Merzouga, with 3 Indian riders competing in the bikes category.
Merzouga, it will be famous now in India.
Two years ago, an Indian rider took part in the Dakar for the first time, finishing in 36th place, and now he's here at the Merzouga.
My name is C.S. Santosh, I'm from India.
That's him, C.S. Santosh.
I'm the first Indian to compete in the Dakar in 2015. We always had rallying in India, but ever since I've been out doing the Dakar, there's a lot of interest growing, and you can see manufacturers are also involved now with Hero and TVS, so it's growing pretty big.
And here's another of the Indian hopefuls on the Merzouga.
I'm Arvind KP from India, and this year was the first Dakar of mine. Merzouga Rally is the first time, so it's a very good rally and learning ground for me, so that I can prepare myself better for 2018 Dakar and do well there.
And completing the Indian lineup,
I'm Abdul Wahid Tanvir. I won India Baha. I got qualified for Merzouga Rally. If I finish this, definitely I'll be in Dakar next year.
but before the Dakar comes the Merzouga. Stage 3 featuring 2 loops over a total of 175 kilometres and a joint start between the bikes and quads on one side and the side-by-sides on the other. On this occasion, de Soultray and the side-by-side team of Labi and Niveau got off to a parallel start. Meanwhile, Fares started with the Tonetti Rally Raid team of Italy's Tonetti and Spain's Roman. But first the focus was on the bikes, with number 5 de Soultray in the lead. The Frenchman was fresh from his wins in the first 2 stages, but Fares took this one by a margin of more than 3 minutes from de Soultray, who was third. Again, the challenges were many. Daniel Oliveras Carreras, from the same team as his compatriot Fares, almost came a cropper here. Argentina's Jaime, here in the dunes, recovered from navigation problems a day earlier to come second on the day and sit in third place overall. But Fares was the one celebrating a fine victory.
Good. It's hard because, you know, with the sun, with the dunes, always the horse piste in the middle of the desert, push, but I'm happy. It's a good test for the Rally Dakar.
So Fares winning from Jaime, who managed to beat his old teammate de Soultray. The Frenchman still in the overall lead though. In the quads, 23 competitors started the stage, and the winner was the Czech Tomáš Kubiena ahead of Simon Witze. A total of 34 teams took to the start in the side-by-sides on this demanding stage, especially in terms of navigation on what was a very varied terrain. They took the opposite route to the rest, starting with the inner loop and finishing with the outer one. Konrad Rautenbach and Felipe Palmeiro took the stage, and the win left them in third place overall after the day's racing. But it was Henrici and Berset in their Polaris who finished third on the day, well behind the stage winners, but a good enough showing for them to seize the lead in the overall standings. That earned a lead of more than 22 minutes from Tonetti and Roman, who came 5th on the stage, won by Rautenbach and Palmeiro.
Nous sommes les roses du désert.
The Roses of the Desert are a two-women team made up of Frances Michel Girard and Celia Abrantes.
L'esprit, en fait, c'est de profiter.
Our goal is to make the most of this adventure. We want to enjoy the fun and the competition.
Il y a aussi un petit peu la compétition.
The duo are blazing a trail for women on the Merzouga.
Aventurières et nous voulons nous dépasser.
We like the adventure, and that's why we're taking part in the Merzouga. On to the next day, and stage 4, the first marathon stage, which was supposed to comprise a daunting 274 kilometres. Intelligence, endurance and strategy were the keys here. For Kaimi, it was time to get some final stretches in. He knew the importance of this stage, which featured a crossing of the Ergrisani dunes. Fresh from his win the previous day, Fares was studying the road book as he looked to improve his chances of overall victory. Fares trailed that man Xavier de Soultre by close to 5 minutes. What to do then for the 38-year-old Fares as he began the stage? His fellow Spaniard Pedrero was again there or thereabouts on the stage, coming in 4th to sit in the same position in the overall standings. On his Yamaha, the experienced Boturi ended the day in 5th overall. But with sandstorms forecast for around midday, the decision was taken to shorten the stage considerably. Giovanni Sala, one of the coaches working on the rally, helped to prepare the track on a stage featuring some notorious hills. This one, though, was not a problem for experienced riders like Fares, who made his debut on the Dakar back in 2006. De Soultre, on his Yamaha, found his way around the obstacle. Meanwhile, Kaimi gave chase as he went looking for a victory to mark his Yamaha team debut. If it was going well for Kaimi, the same could not be said of everyone on the course. Adrien Metche may have looked okay here, but he failed to finish the stage. There were no such problems for Boturi, a rugby fanatic who once played for his native Italy at youth international level before deciding to focus all his attention on his biggest passion. Once the best newcomer on the Dakar, he was coping fine. But such a tricky stage presented a major challenge for the amateur riders, who were forced to dig deep and help one another. The finish was close to the marathon bivouac. The first bikes made it to the finish line just before the arrival of a forecast sandstorm. Due to the conditions, the stage was stopped at kilometre 183 for the bikes and quads. But the leading riders made it to the bivouac, like Joaquim Rodriguez and Xavier de Soultray, who maintained the overall lead. De Soultray, second on the day behind teammate Kaimi, enjoyed an advantage over Fares of upwards of 6 minutes, making it a triumphant arrival for him during the calm before the storm. In conditions that were becoming ever tougher, India's CS Santosh managed to come in 20th on the day, ensuring he remained the leading Indian in the field. The first 15 bikes to get to the end went to the Parc Fermé. Stage 4 went to Kaimi, a first win for him on his debut with Yamaha. De Soultray 6 minutes ahead overall.
Hi, I'm Giovanni Sala. I'm the coach at the Merzouga Rally and I help the amateurs rider. All the riders is the first time participate in one rally. I give some suggestions and I watch around the dune or in the desert. Very good because it's a good opportunity for the rider arrives for the first time in the desert, so I can help to spend and enjoy every day in the race. It's a quite hard race, but I think it's good because if they want to participate in the future to the Dakar, it's better to find a tough race so they can learn immediately how the difficulty of the race. For someone, there is not so much problem because they have a good technical. The problem for someone is the navigation. Not everybody are very good to the navigation, so day by day try to learn how to use the cap, how to use the GPS, all the material for the navigation.
Off went the quads, who didn't have the same problems getting over the hill as experienced by their counterparts in the bike category. Simon Witzer took the stage and the overall lead. As for the side-by-sides, the sandstorm did not disrupt them. The leaders Henri C and Berset, the number 200, set off aiming to consolidate their advantage. Giving chase were Tonetti and Roman in their Yamaha. Along with the number 203 of Rautenbach and Palmeiro. Henri C and Berset encountered some problems, but there was no such trouble for Rautenbach. Fresh from appearing at the Dakar at the start of the year, he attacked this hill successfully. Nevertheless, the leaders had better luck the second time of asking. contrast, Tonetti was left needing help here. But many of the side-by-sides found a different way around. It was Joël Labie and Renaud Niveau who won the stage, although they were way down in 15th overall, well behind the overall leader Rautenbach. At the end of the day, the sandstorm that had already caused disruption, forcing an end to the stage at CP2 for the bikes and quads, was on its way, ominously, to the marathon bivouac.
Extreme weather, it's very good.
The sand? You mean this? I have complete in there and shoes. It's okay.
Yeah, we're already covered in sand, so I don't think it's going to make any difference anymore. So yeah, it looks like it's going to stay like this for some time.
The disruption caused was considerable, with everyone forced to sleep in one tent.
Thank you.
We are now, all of us here in the marathon bivouac, where we can feel the real spirit of the rally, of the Merzouga Rally, and looks like the conditions are coming better. So hopefully for tomorrow we can have a full stage.
The damage caused to the other tents by the conditions forced many to make different plans for the night. But the morning after the night before, it was back to business, breakfast was served, and it was time to move on to stage 5.
In the beginning it was terrible for sleep because of the sun in our faces, in the ears, and in the middle of the night the wind stopped and then we could sleep very fine.
Hopefully feeling refreshed after a night under the stars in the desert, the participants now needed to pull out all the stops on the 5th stage. 206 kilometres over a varied terrain with small dunes, sandy paths and rocky tracks. A spectacular hilltop start, and then it was off into the spectacular landscape of southeastern Morocco. Another of the Indian competitors in the bike category was Aravind Prabhakar, here on his Sherco TVS, looking to climb up the standings. He ended the day in 21st place on the stage and overall. Meanwhile, Joaquim Rodriguez set out over an hour and a half adrift of the leader at the start of the day. The riders arrived at the checkpoint, where their time card is stamped before they can move on. A missed checkpoint means a time penalty. and then it was back out into the dunes. Crucially, de Soultre maintained his lead in the standings. Not only that, he extended his lead over his rivals ahead of the final stage. The finish line was in sight for Ivan Cervantes, Jacopo Ceruti, Rodriguez and the Dutchman Michael Smits. But it was not a good day for Fares, who lost time, dropping 12:43 behind de Soultre.
I sleep perfectly, the same in my home, no? And nothing. Today I start in 3 position, but the kilometer 100 I broken my change, and was impossible for me to put the 4 and 5 gear. And then okay, I go more slow because it was important to rev here.
Into the quads, where Nicolas Cavigliasso made it to the checkpoint looking to hold on to his lead. He took the stage, while Tomás Cubiena came in well down in 9th to find himself more than 2 hours adrift overall. In the side-by-side category, Rautenbach was looking to cement his grip on first place, but the level of competition was intense. Meanwhile, the Cat Vision racing team of French duo Camilla Liparotti and Sébastien Delaunay were making considerable progress in the side-by-sides on stages 4 and 5. Henri C and Berset were climbing into contention. They sat in second place with 1 stage left. Rautenbach 33.56 ahead of Henri C in second, with Liparotti in third, almost an hour back. The 2018 Dakar Rally will be the 40th running of the world-famous event, a major landmark. It began in 1979. The Merzouga Rally is an important warm-up for the Dakar, the first step to take for those who want to go to the Dakar, and a precursor for the confrontations that could take place there. After stage 5, the Bivouac hosted the Dakar Tour presentation. The dream of taking part in the Dakar was one Mathieu Giemza was hoping to make a reality.
I'm Mathieu Giemza. I'm now before the last stage the leader of Dakar Challenge, and I hope to get first. I feel amazing. I didn't expect that. Now on the last stage, I need to keep calm, stay focused on navigation, getting waypoints, and get a good speed to the finish. Yes, so then I will be the winner of rookie class of the Dakar Challenge. I need to keep calm and looking forward to the dunes.
Stage 6 on this year's Merzouga, the final stage, and it got underway with a mass start, Le Touquet style. This stage was a 50-kilometre special in the big dunes of Merzouga to round things off. A spectacular start. The side-by-sides went out first, followed by the quads, and then the bikes. In the quads, victory on the stage went to Argentina's Nicolás Cavigliasso, and with it, overall victory in the category. Cavigliasso won ahead of Giuliano Giordana, the gap 1 hour 21 minutes.
I come into here to more experience, but I won. I'm so happy.
As one of the participants from Morocco, quad rider Ali Anam is a local hero. This rally is very important for Morocco. A lot of tourists come for it, and as a result, they know the Merzouga region, and there are more and more people coming every year. Cavigliasso won ahead of Giordana, Kubiena in third place, Maximov in fourth. To the side-by-sides where Frédéric Henrici and Eric Berset registered their fourth Merzouga win as Konrad Rautenbach hit problems. This was where it all went wrong for Rautenbach. It was a testing day for many. This crash a reminder of the pitfalls facing the participants. It was the end of the road for Rautenbach, and that handed the lead to Henrici and Berset, who went on to claim the overall victory. Meanwhile, Liparotti and Delaunay came home in second, a performance that they could be pleased with. It was time for celebrations at the finish. Henrici and Berset then in first place, and by a comfortable margin in the end. It all boiled down to this for the bikes. De Soultre was looking to see out the overall victory, having taken a big lead over Fares into the final stage. Franco Caimi started the day in third place overall. That trio had dominated the race, but Frenchman De Soultre in particular had been the star. There was never going to be any denying De Soultre the overall victory, but first it was time to finish in style with a spectacular last stage in the dunes. After the inline start, a group of more than 20 riders formed early on, and following the long descent from the dunes, a dozen bikes were still closely matched into the finish, where De Soultre emerged victorious by a small margin from Joaquim Rodriguez. perfect finish for de Soultre, who was finally able to celebrate his inevitable victory.
Merci John. Good. I work a lot since many years to be at the top on rally, and I hope in 1 or 2 years I can still on top in the here in Merzouga Rally and maybe in Dakar.
The Frenchman was joined in celebrating by Poland's Maciej Gimsa, the winner of the Dakar Challenge, getting a free entry to the Dakar Rally in 2018.
Yeah, there are some tears. It's my third rally in my life. It's third rally this year. I can't describe the emotion. It's amazing.
So confirmation of the final outcome in the bikes category of the 2017 Merzouga, de Soultre the winner. He went up to collect his prize, completing the podium with Fares and the Frenchman's Yamaha colleague Kaimi. Kaimi's fellow Argentine Nicolas Cavigliasso did even better, winning in the quads, while Henrici and Berset collected their prize in the side-by-sides.
C'est des émotions, plein de choses.
This is a great feeling for me and my co-driver. For us, this is our 4th victory, and we're already motivated for next year.
C'est encore un espoir de revenir l'année prochaine.
That's it from us. Merci Merzouga.
Merci Merzouga.
Merci à tous.
Merci Merzouga.
Thank you, Merzouga.
Grazie Merzouga.
Gracias Merzouga por todo, vamos.
Dziękuję Merzouga.
Grazie Merzouga.
Merci Merzouga, very good.
Grazie al Merzouga Rally, un rally fantastico.
Shukriya Merzouga.
Grazie a tutti.
Gracias a todos.
Dziękuję Merzouga.
Спасибо, Merzouga.
Спасибо, Merzouga.
Shukriya Merzouga.
Merzouga.
Muchas gracias a todos. Hasta el próximo año.